I think the single most important element of an influencer boxing event is the mystery component.
The most important element of influencer boxing is the influencers. There needs to be beef. There needs to be tension. Do you know why everyone wants to watch Logan Paul fucking fight so goddamn bad? Because everyone wants to see him get punched in the face by Mike Tyson. Because we want to watch him get beat up. Ali Spagnolia? I don't know who these people are. That's the problem, is I don't know who these people are. She's got less than 3,000 subs. She gets like the same amount of views for a video as some of my videos. Like a couple hundred views. She gets a few that are big, but it looks like most of these videos are just a couple hundred views. So I'm hoping the mystery is going to be your main event, because none of these even say main event on them. Now, my idea for how to save the fucking influencer boxing brand, because influencer boxing as a whole, just the fad's over.
No, I'm an idiot.
All right. So Idubbz, probably one of the greatest fall from grace stories I've ever seen on YouTube. Had pretty successful Creator Clash 1. Decided to do it a second time with Creator Clash 2. Only by that time, the trend of YouTuber boxing had already kind of started to lose steam. People were starting to lose interest, and the fighter lineup for Creator Clash 2 wasn't nearly as exciting as Creator Clash 3. But he ends up getting a much bigger venue, and he's paying all of his fucking fighters to go to hotel rooms. He's hosting galas for them. They get these big, expensive hotel rooms. He gives them all $20,000 to participate in Creator Clash 2. I don't think a lot of people realize that even though those fights were supposed to be for charity, those fighters still got paid. And on top of the $20,000, they also got a bonus of $35,000. So, you know, all the YouTubers made money. But Creator Clash 2 was a massive failure. They ended up about $250,000 in the red. So they owed money. They earned $0 for charity. They actually ended up owing money. And somehow, after the massive mismanagement that was Creator Clash 2, because it is all entirely on Ian and his girlfriend, because they were the ones planning this thing, and they were the ones spending this exorbitant amount of money to try to get Creator Clash 2 off the ground, and failing miserably. It looks like they're planning to do it a third time. I haven't seen this. I'm not sure what he's got planned for Creator Clash 3, but we're going to watch it. I have an idea for how to save Creator Clash, just as a brand. But we're going to see what Ian has planned first for Creator Clash 3. And then we're going to make our predictions. And I'm going to tell I would do with the Creator Clash brand after the failure that was Creator Clash 2. So, what are you doing, Ian? What is this? All right. Get this, there we go. Get this up here. Have a watch at this. And we'll have a look at Creator Clash 3, featuring Idubbz.
Can you hear that? I think it's supposed to spin. Oh, it is spinning. Creator Clash is back. Tickets are available down below. Okay, this wasn't as epic as I thought it was going to be.
All right, tell us about Creator Clash 3.
Ah! Jesus Christ. How do I kill it? Before I tell you guys whether I'm fighting or not, I want to give some context as to what makes Creator Clash special to me and why we have to bring it back. Because I've been teasing things like a Creator Clash documentary. And I think I disappointed a lot of people because you're like,
not what I
where
would have
the fuck
done.
is that? Well, I'll get into that. Now, this whole thing started with a beef between me and Rice Gum. That sounds a little stupid, but sometimes stupid ideas turn into awesome events.
Right hand, no. Harley goes down.
The theory I had 3 years ago when trying to promote Creator Clash 1 is the same theory I have today. I think the single most important element of an influencer boxing event is the mystery component.
No. The single most important element of an influencer boxing event is two influencers that people don't like fighting. Or at least one influencer that people don't like getting in a fight so we can see them get beat up. The most important element of influencer boxing is the influencers. There needs to be beef. There needs to be tension. Do you know why everyone wants to watch Logan Paul fucking fight so goddamn bad? Because everyone wants to see him get punched in the face by Mike Tyson. Because we want to watch him get beat up. And credit where credit's due. He ended up becoming a decent boxer in his own right. He actually made, somewhat of a career out of it. But people watch Creator Clash 1 because you had a good lineup of fighters, some of which people wanted to see get punched in the face, some of which had beef with other ones. The mystery box element, like no one's watching going, ooh, I wonder who the mystery fighter is going to be. No one cared. We watched because we wanted to see Boogie fight Wings, because we wanted to see, you get punched in the face for all the shitty fucking decisions you've made after losing your edge. But let's see what his takeaway is.
Obviously, you gotta have, popular influencers.
Yeah.
Maybe it's important to have a little drama, a little beef. But what
Very
I think
important.
makes influencer boxing interesting at its core is the mystery. Who's gonna train, who's not gonna train, and what does their particular background contribute to the outcome of the fight?
No one cares about any of that. It's also assumed that every one of them is going to train. It would be astronomically stupid to do a boxing event and not train for it. We're assuming they're all going to train. We don't care what their background on YouTube is. No one cares that the Minecraft YouTuber is fighting the politics YouTuber. That those two audiences don't cross or care about each other. They care about the influencers themselves. It's about the individuals.
At one point in this video, I do say that I'll eventually make a documentary. We're all getting punched in the head. I'm documenting the whole thing. There will eventually be a documentary about the boxing event. I'm just gonna be real with you. That was the biggest lie I ever told. But
let me guess, you didn't actually film everything? So all you've got is some shitty B-roll footage, and you didn't follow through with the documentary to actually interview any of the people afterward, or to try to... So you didn't do a making of, and you didn't do the post stuff. You probably just filmed yourself training, right? Is that what happened?
seriously, I was intending to make a documentary. It just, I didn't know what was going to be important. I just have like 100 hours of me sparring and shadowboxing in like 4K.
Then film everything. That's what a documentary crew does. They don't know what parts are going to be important or when things are going to happen, so the cameras are always rolling. That's the entire premise behind like the TV show The Office, is that The Office is being filmed by a documentary crew and they don't know what's going to be usable, so they just film them all day. And then the usable parts became episodes of the show. Like, that's supposed to be the premise of the show. I know it's a fake documentary, but the same general idea is when a documentary crew follows someone around or covers something, if they're there, those cameras are supposed to be rolling.
It's the most boring shit ever. That's not a documentary. I don't
No,
know
it's
why
not.
I ever thought that was a documentary. I'm not even joking. There's like folders on folders of me doing this. Like, is that a narrative? No, I'm an idiot. I never thought to like whip out my phone after an important meeting or important phone call and be like, we just secured the venue, guys.
Yeah.
Mealtime is dealing with a really traumatic hernia right now, and I'm not sure if we're gonna have a heavyweight fight.
How do you not think of that? Haven't you done documentaries before? Like, didn't you do the Airsoft Fatty one? And God, I think his like ego and like ability to make documentaries got just completely mind fucked by Sam Hyde.
Really scared, and those aren't the things that you really want to pop out the camera for and be like, this is what's happening. The first event went off without a hitch. I was so amazed by the amount of people who showed up. It was loud from the moment the doors opened to the moment they closed. Matt Watson and Dad just killed it and just set the whole thing off. And to top it all off, we raised 1.3 million for charity. That was the best event of my life, and I wanted to do that again. Now, for the second year, we didn't do as well financially.
Lost
That's putting it
$250,000.
lightly. We didn't anticipate the pay-per-view sales to be as bad as they were. Piracy was a little bit of an issue. The feedback that I had been receiving over the past year is like, just not enough advertising. A lot of people didn't know about it.
Yeah, no one promoted it. None of your influencers used their influence. Like, you're paying them $20,000 plus a $35,000 bonus, and you can't ask them to send a fucking tweet? To make a video? To mention it at all? They're influencers. Get them to influence people to watch this fucking event.
And they
That
wanted
should be
to know
common
about the event,
sense.
and they would have bought tickets. We're going to try really hard this year to remedy that. We need to advertise.
How?
Maybe that means bugging the fighters more. I
Yes.
hate doing that, but maybe we
It's
have
their
to.
it's their job. It's their literal job. They are influencers. It's the one thing they're supposed to be good at. Influencing people. Influencing them to give to charity, influencing them to watch a video, just to spread the word about things. This thing in particular. You're not bugging someone when you're asking them to do their job. Okay, no one's bugging me at work when they're like asking me to do my job. When they're like, hey, can you work on this PC? No, I know you're busy, playing Hollow Knight on your Switch, but we really need you to work at work. That's not bugging them. That's just asking them to do their job.
And just me making content around this shit. And I want more people to come to this event because it's been so life-changing for me, and I feel like it is such good vibes.
By life-changing, he means it's the one win he's had since he fell off. It's the one thing you did that put you back in the spotlight and a positive light in years. And he's chasing that high. He's chasing that dragon.
I felt a lot of love in that arena. And even from my competitor, fucking Alex Wasabi. He was all being sweet to me and everything. You know, how sweet is that? Because we lost so much money on the second event, we weren't able to deliver to the charities. So we did this impromptu charity stream where I was like squirting ketchup down my throat for Philip DeFranco.
Oh, Philly donated 1.1K for throat chop.
All right, what's on the screen? All right, at 500, he eats 3 spaghetti, whatever that is, like 3 noodles. Okay. At $1,000, open coconut challenge. That's just where you try to crack open a coconut. Okay. 5K is what he's doing now on screen. The throat chup. Oh, he squirts ketchup down his throat. Ice bucket challenge at 25K. 50K, he does the cinnamon challenge. So he's just doing TikTok challenges. 100K, he shaves his mustache, which is probably for the best. You kind of look like a predator with the the pencil mustache. 125K, habanero dinner, so eat some spicy food. What is girly pop at 150K? And at $250,000, he goes bald. Does that mean he hit $250,000? Because he's bald in this video. I mean, what does that say about how poorly you ran Creator Clash? If you could make the 250K fucking embarrassing yourself, self-flatulating on fucking stream for 24 hours. If you can just get on stream and humiliate yourself and just welcome the abuse. Like, this is sad and pathetic, but what does that say about Creator Clash? If this sad and pathetic display can make the money with none of the overhead that Creator Clash had, and Creator Clash couldn't even break even. This is like, it's great that you made the money for charity and you were able to deliver something to them, but this doesn't make you look like the hero you think it does.
As much of an unorganized shit show the charity
Okay,
stream
he got
was,
the ice bucket
it really
challenge.
meant a lot to me to see how many creators and fighters and fans and people
Okay,
who
there's the
pirated
cinnamon
it,
challenge.
came through and donated for the cause, because that told me there is a way to fundraise for an event and also have an event. We can do both at the same time, and that's what we intend to do with this year's event. Now, obviously, we don't want a repeat of the previous year.
Yeah, I would hope
Sucks
not.
losing a fuck ton of money, and it also sucks to then not be able to donate to the charities. We've restructured things so that even if the event is unsuccessful, it's a massive flop, I don't promote it enough, charity is still gonna get money, because we're gonna be fundraising from now all the way to the end of the event. And on the event day, I have some very badass initiatives that I've developed that you guys are gonna be seeing along the way that are
Tell me one of the changes you made is hiring a goddamn accountant. Like, this is an entry-level job. Just put someone in charge of the money. Someone to check receipts, someone to make sure that money's going where money needs to go, and that frivolous money isn't being spent on your influencer friends so you can throw them galas and parties and put them in expensive hotels. Someone to keep that shit under wraps. Someone to say, hey, here's our budget, we need to stay within it. You know, someone who can just keep track of the numbers for you, because that's the part you suck at. You spent money like it was bottomless during Creator Clash 2, and you paid the price. This is 100% your fault, Ian. This is 100% on you. You are the reason that it lost $250,000. You didn't manage your influencers. You didn't play to their strengths and get them to influence things. You didn't promote it. You didn't balance your budget well. You basically threw a $250,000 party for you and your friends with a boxing event at the end of it. That's all you did. So I hope that's what you've learned.
Stand Up to Cancer. I don't know what Coffers is. I don't know what Packing the Coffers is. Oh, also, Stand Up to Cancer is our partnered charity this year. All donations go directly to them. We do it through Tiltify. It's real straightforward. There's like some sort of leaderboard and shit like that. Now I'm going to tell you guys whether I'm fighting or not. I'm not. I've sacrificed enough, number one, and it also kind of goes against my theory about influencer boxing.
So does that mean the mystery element of this? Because you should be boxing. Or even better yet, your wife should be boxing. Because people would pay to see you or your wife get punched in the face. You guys aren't exactly liked at the moment. Hell, I'd pay for that. But if you're not boxing, I'm going to guess she's not boxing. So I'm guessing the mystery element is that you've got some big ace up your sleeve. Some big surprise influencer is going to be taking your spot this year, right? You know, someone big. Someone we want to see get punched in the face as much as you. Maybe a Destiny. Maybe you get him. Maybe a Hassan. Okay, you get somebody like that. Hell, even a Vosh. There's a number of influencers. I think XQC or fuck Aiden Ross. Get fucking Aiden Ross up there. Is that the mystery?
Said it 3 years
that
ago.
Would save
I'm
it.
Saying it again in this video. The more an influencer boxes, the less utility they have. I'm approaching what would be my third fight, and it would be cool to win, but this isn't a movie. I'm okay with not fucking winning this shit. Hey, don't get me wrong.
He seems to miss the
point. If there's enough people interested, like, I'll come back. What I'm getting at is that the fight for me is more about the event itself. Like, that's what I'm fighting for, is I just want the event to do well. If I'm able to eventually win a fight, that would be a cherry on top.
No one cares if you win. We just want to see you fight.
For now, I really need to focus on the event succeeding and also just making money. Like, this shit has just drained me over the last...
You know what? I'm fine with that. I'm fine with you not boxing as long as you got someone important to take your place. Because no one's really watching to see you win. Like, you're not some underdog or rooting for it. Spoiler alert, most people who've been watching Creator Clash for you has been to see you get punched in the face. You've somehow managed to do the impossible. Idubbz. You've managed to not only alienate your former fans and make them hate you, so now they want to see you get punched in the face for becoming a cuck, but you've also managed to piss off all your new fans with how poorly you've ran shit and the way you've been acting. So now you've got both groups of fans eager to watch you get punched in the face. And as long as you're fighting somebody as equally shitty as you right now, there's a number of people you could pick. An Aiden Ross. Like I said, you could pick Aiden Ross. You could pick Hassan. Hell, maybe even Ethan Klein. People would pay to see that. But if you're not going to be there and you're not going to be the main event, then you got to have somebody like that to take your place. Doesn't matter if they win or lose. Their fans are watching to see them win, but ultimately you're probably going to get more ticket sales from people who want to watch them just get beat up for a minute. Whether they win or lose, it wouldn't matter. It's just satisfying to see someone, an influencer who you think needs to be knocked down a peg, get punched in the face. Or to see an influencer that you think deserves a win, you think deserves a chance to let some aggression out on somebody. There has to be a beef there. It can't just be two friendly fighters. That's the main thing. That's what makes influencer boxing work. These people aren't watching the sport for the sport. It's not like a, regular boxing event where the only people who watch boxing events like that are boxing fans, and they're watching it for the sport. So they want to see that sportsmanlike conduct, to tap the gloves. Sometimes there's beef, but there's plenty of friendly fights that aren't, and they do well. Influencer boxing doesn't work like that. The people who watch influencer boxing are people who don't normally watch boxing. They're watching it because of how crazy the concept is. And that crazy concept only works because you're getting two people who've been beefing online or have opposing fan bases who hate each other get in the ring and fight. And if it ends on a good note with them doing some sportsmanlike conduct after the fight's over and the beef is squashed, even better. It's the cherry on top. But that was the problem what he had with Creator Clash 2, is he would take Froggy Fresh and remove him from Creator Clash 2. Pretty much the main draw because of all the drama surrounding Froggy Fresh. Like, I know Froggy pissed you off, making fun of your wife, and then working with Sam Hyde, and you had a beef with Sam Hyde, but it was that beef that was drawing those ticket sales. That was the literal only thing you had promoting Creator Clash 2 and getting people interested. And when you dropped them and basically, had a little hissy fit and said, well, then you can't box in my ring anymore, then people didn't want to watch. And it cost you a lot of money. I don't understand how that's not your takeaway.
3 years. Let's put it this way. If I fought this year, that might mean that I took Freddie Wong's slot on the fight card. Because Freddie Wong is fighting. That's fucking Freddie Wong walk it jump. And I think that...
I don't know who Freddie Wong is, and I'm willing to bet a lot of people who watch YouTube these days don't. And that I'm getting the feeling you better have something better than that to put on the card. Also, why would you boxing mean you had to kick somebody else off? Can't you just do one more match? Like, you didn't plan... If you had planned the event for you to be there, you wouldn't be kicking anybody off. You would have made room for yourself. Like, I'm sorry, is there a time limit on this event? Is there some reason why you also can't fight without kicking one of them off? I don't understand.
That's way better. If Hundar came back to fight, we might not be getting LA Beast. That's the thing I don't think a lot of people get. This guy eats cactuses. This guy put his hand in some fucking vile concoction that made him scream bloody murder. I still don't know what the concoction is. This guy is insane. If Matt Watson came back, we might not have room for this guy that I met at E3 10 years ago, who now has a booming animation company and apparently likes to do violence in his spare time. The website's in the description. Go check out all the fighters.
Website's in the description. Go check out the fighters. Let's see who's on this card real quick. All right. Donate. Well, okay, here we go. Here we go. Let's pull up the website. Let's see who is on this card. Who is on this card? Creator Clash. Okay. Now, who is on this card? Hold on, I'm gonna full screen this. I need to. There we go. All right. Who is on this card? All right. So we have LA Beast versus Hart. All right. So Harley Mornstein is back. Got him. Turbo versus Snapnap. Haven't heard of Turbo. I've heard of Snapnap, but these aren't like super huge names as far as I can tell. Kevin versus Myth. When was the last time Myth was relevant? I haven't heard that name in years. Will Neff. And Odd Ones Out. Odd Ones Out. It's even. Oh, no. Oh. Open link in new tab. There we go. Okay, what's he sitting on? Well, 20 million. Okay, so Odd Ones Out's a pretty big one. Not super familiar with that channel. Jay Larry and Ali Spagnolia? I don't know who these people are. That's the problem, is I don't know who these people are. She's got less than 3,000 subs. She gets like the same amount of views for a video as some of my videos. Like a couple hundred views. She gets a few that are big, but it looks like most of these videos are just a couple hundred views. You get a 12K and then you get a couple hundred, 51K. Okay. I mean, she's a little bigger than me, but I wouldn't call her an influencer. Wouldn't call myself an influencer. That channel doesn't even come up. Her channel doesn't even come up, so I don't know who those people are. Freddie Wong. Feel like maybe I know this one.
303.
Yeah, he's got almost 9 million. When the hell was even his last video? His latest video was this dude hasn't put out a video in 6 years. How are these relevant? How are these people relevant? None of your younger fucking Creator Clash viewers are gonna know who the fuck these people are. There's 2 million on this one. Okay, 2 months ago. Ginger Pale? I don't know who that is. Trevor Everarts? Who's that? Like, if I'm having to ask who these influencers are, what? He's got less than 30,000 subs. What about his videos? He's got 3 videos on his channel. Who are these people? Corridor Digital? Sir Win? Couple 100,000 subscribers here. Okay, he's getting decent views, but he's not like a huge YouTuber. What about these people? What kind of influencer is she? Less than 5,000 subs. And again, getting a couple hundred per video. Like, my numbers compete with some of these people. And I'm fucking nobody. Like, Funky Frog Bait? It's got almost 3 million. Okay, Funky Frog Bait. I feel like I know who that one is. I've heard of that one. Okay, well. You got a few big ones. Dad's coming back. Jago? Who's that? 7,000 sub YouTuber? Like 10,000 views a video? Versus Dad, who's
1,000.
less than about 500,000 subs. Even he's not doing great on views here. A couple thousand per video. But at least people, I think, know who he is because he was at the last 2. So what's the main event? Is this the main event? Harley, who's coming back again. Wasn't he in the last one? Harley's coming back. He's got almost 7 million. He's getting like couple thousand views per video, though. Ooh, those analytics aren't great. Have that many subs and rocking this many views. LA Beast? I feel like I've heard of that one. I heard of LA Beast. Almost 4 million subs. Doing okay view-wise. Oh, yeah, he's the guy that eats and does weird shit. Yeah, you showed a video of him at the beginning. Yeah, I think I've heard of this guy. He just does weird shit. Okay. So I'm hoping the mystery is going to be your main event. Because none of these even say main event on them. Not a great card. Not a great lineup so far. Ooh. Okay, what's the plan here,
The
Idubbz?
YouTube account is going to have a bunch of original content that's following these fighters, so you're going to be able to be a little bit prepped. The best thing to do is follow all the Creator Clash socials, so you're able to be updated on everything. This year is going to be a banger.
I think it's a great idea if he doesn't fight. To be, I think like running an event and fighting in it is kind of a bad idea. It's hard enough, kind of like running an event.
There you go.
The fuck does Ludwig know about running an event? Yeah, it's going to be hard to do both if you're handling all that work yourself and fighting in it. Which is why you don't handle all that work yourself. You hire people. You get your influencers to do the influencing and the marketing. You hire a marketing person to help direct them. You hire an accountant to handle the money. You hire trainers to handle the training. You hire people to oversee that stuff. And then you can still participate. And all you gotta do is check in with those people. Or have your wife do it. Is it harder than just participating? Sure. But it's very doable. And remember, you did it the first time. It's not that you can't do it. You failed the second time because you just didn't do it. Because the second time was just an excuse for you to party with all your influencer friends. And then justify it with a boxing event at the end. That's what happened. Make no mistake. That is what happened.
I got an endorsement to not box. Thank you. Bless.
Ludwig.
To close this video, I want to leave you with a little hype trailer that I've been working on, just to get you guys in the freaking
Would I be able to borrow a gun from my panel? Just for like one, I'll pull this once, real quick one.
I didn't know there were other girls in this Discord.
Go take a shit in the bathroom.
What am I even looking at? What am I even looking at? Most of this looks like it's from Creator Clash 1. 2 was a failure. All right, June 28th. Those mark your calendars. All right, well, unless his mystery box is going to be like some big influencer to draw people in, you're going to have to hound the fuck out of these existing influencers to try to put butts in seats. And you're going to have to create some drama between them if some doesn't already exist. Like, there has to be some lead up to this. It can't just be friendly boxing match with Ian's friends, because that didn't work last time. It's not going to work this time. Now, my idea for how to save the fucking influencer boxing brand, because influencer boxing as a whole, just the fad's over. Like, none of these, with the exception of Logan Paul, because he's become like an actual boxer in his own right, none of these boxing events are making money. Like Keemstar's Happy Punch thing, there's smaller events, but even they aren't making that much money. Like, people are just kind of over it. Like, it doesn't have the same draw because it's it's a thing we've seen before. Like now it's like, oh, we're doing this again. You have to do something new. You have to do something fresh. You can't just keep doing the same thing over and over again and expect the same return. Okay, what's the definition of insanity? My idea for influencer boxing. The Creator Clash is a brand. You got a good logo. You got a good brand. You got good ideas. But don't do boxing. There's a number of other things you can do. If it were my idea, I would take all of that money that you were going to pay for hotels, that you were going to pay for the arena, for the venue, for everything surrounding the event, and put it into an indie game studio to make a Creator Clash video game that you can sell for 15 to 20 bucks pop. Doesn't even have to be a full-fledged game. Just do it fucking Punch-Out style, or fucking, you know, there's a number of different ways that you could do it. You could do it pixelated graphics. You could hire a good studio, make a good 3D boxing game, you know, like old school Fight Night, and put the creators in the game so people can play as their favorite creators. Why the fuck not? Make it comical, make it lighthearted, make it fun, and make it good. Pay to oversee the whole thing. Bring in some gaming YouTubers, because they would probably do it. If you could get some big gaming YouTubers, especially you get some fighting game YouTubers on board who could help oversee it, make sure that the game is fun to play as influencers, because they would love nothing more than to see themselves in a good fighting game. You could do it Mortal Kombat style with fucking motion captured sprites like old school Mortal Kombat, and just have the guys fucking take pictures. And they could do it all remotely. You could put them in the game. You could digitize them and put them in the game. You could do 3D models of them, do face scans. We got AI now that you don't even have to have them there. And they could voice their characters and throw in some voice lines. You bring in somebody like Maximilian Dude, Justin Wong, some fucking fighting game creators. Tell me how many people wouldn't love to have the influencers you have on that card, and then some fighting game influencers on top of that, and create your own fighting game Mugen called Creator Clash that you can sell and support. And it's made by fighting game influencers, overseen by them. Just give them a budget and let them do it. Maximilian Dude's already proven that he can oversee a project. The mod to Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, it's funded, made, overseen by Maximilian Dude. That was his passion project. Now give him a budget to make his own fighting game. It may even turn into a fucking franchise. And then you give the proceeds to the sales every year to charity, and you can just do this sequel after sequel. It'll be a thing people get excited for. And God, the big main event would be seeing the creators fight each other at EVO, playing themselves in their own fighting game. How dope would that be? They don't have to risk their bodies. They don't have to train. In fact, the fact that they don't know how to play these games, seeing amateurs just duke it out at EVO, these people who don't normally play fighting games, playing as themselves. And then you can bring in some actual fighting game people, some fighting game influencers that people want to see probably get beat the fuck up. I would say you could even bring them in. Get a low tier god, get DSP. I say make it a video game. A lot of the fucking influencers you had on there, I saw 4 or 5 Minecraft YouTubers. You probably got a lot of gamers in the crowd. And that's the thing that hadn't been done. Watching them box in real life has been done. It's very expensive, time consuming. You got to pay for all that travel. You got to pay for lodging. You got to pay for training. And it takes a very long time. It takes a long time to make a game too. But it requires a lot less money. Realistically. It just requires time and finding people who know how to make it. And then you just get the influencers to do some voice lines. You get the influencers to, just share their likeness. And you don't have to worry about you know, people restreaming the event, people pirating it the night of. It's not all done in a day. You launch the game, then you spend a little bit of extra money to host some tournaments for it later. So you could actually milk this cow more than once. You could donate to charity from the launch of the game itself. Influencers could then stream the game and do charity streams while playing the game. You could host tournaments where the prize money from the tournament goes to charity. So now that, like, there's so much more you could do with this. And a video game is something that people could play forever and may actually end up becoming a franchise and take off in its own right. That would be my idea for Creator Clash, is turn Creator Clash into a game or a series of games instead of being influencer boxing. Leave the influencer boxing to the other influencers, and it's time to do something new. Do something different, crazy. You know, like the old Idubbz would have done. That's my idea. A fucking fighting game Mugen made by fighting game influencers who know fighting games. Fighting games are bigger than they've ever been right now. Biggest they've been in 10 years. Now would be the time. You could make a whole series of them. One like this first one could be like a Smash Brothers style, and then you could make the sequel could be like a Mortal Kombat style, and then the third game could be, you know, like a Tekken Street Fighter kind of thing with more realistic graphics, 3D models instead of digitized retro stuff. God, there's so many ways that you could like make more money with less overhead than doing another I want to hang out with my friends in box event. All right, I'll keep my eye on the Creator Clash website and see if he's got like some. I want to see what the big mystery element is for this, and I'll probably make another video on this because I think that there was an interview. I want to say Nicholas DiOrio or somebody did with Harley, the guy that's returning from it, and they were kind of going into the behind the scenes stuff and finding out exactly what he has planned for this. So I'm curious, but I want to know you guys' thoughts. Would you buy a Creator Clash fighting game? Whether it's Smash Brothers style or if you would, what kind of fighting game would you want to see with these creators? And who would be your dream lineup for the creators? In fact, you could even do DLC and just keep adding creators to it as more creators got interested. You could become the Fortnite of fighting games based on influencers. You could go real crazy with it too. Skins, and there's so much extra ways you could just continually monetize it and have it go to charity. You could do multiple events. It could be the gift that keeps giving to one of these charities. But I think it's more about the glitz and the glamour for him, honestly. It's more about the spectacle. But let me know what you guys think. Leave it in the comments. What you would do with Creator Clash. Is my fighting game idea a good idea? Is there a way to save this boxing event? Or is there another sport that they could play? Like, what would you do with the Creator Clash brand in order to reinvigorate it, get more people to watch, and get more money for charity? And, you know, sub to the channel. If you like the video, hit the like button. If you dislike the video, hit the dislike button. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching this, though. All right, there's some YouTube content made for the night. And that's where I'm going to call it because it's almost 5 a.m. and it is way fucking past my bedtime. Okay. Thanks for watching, witches. I'm not going to do an end card tonight because that 10-minute video ended up lasting a little longer than I thought it would. I'm going to look up more on it and try to find the interviews that they did. I want to find some highlights from that live stream that they did. Like, I want to try to break down. I may end up putting that into this video and try to splice the two of them together, or it may make it more than one video. I don't know. I hadn't really decided yet. We'll see. We'll see. I'm very interested in Creator Clash because it's a good idea, and I hate to see it executed so poorly. And if he just does a repeat of last time, he's going to see a repeat, probably lose even more money this time because you're going to get diminishing returns with each time that you do this. And the fact that he can't see that is so frustrating. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys tomorrow night stream. Have a good one, everybody. I'm out.